What's up, YouTube? It is third video time in my tier 1 deck discussion. I'm sorry I took so long. I've been a little bit slacking. I went to that regional on the 19th. I expected the top, but I didn't expect for so many people I knew the top, and plus I needed to do a deck of the month too. I want to give a shout out to Ema Ninja Sucks. I got about 50 comments on that X-Saber video I put up, asking people to guess what they thought the third tier 1 deck was going to be, and he was the only person who guessed right. He didn't even post a comment. He PM'd me, and I had about 10, 11 different people PM me, and a lot of people picked frogs, a lot of people picked gadgets. I'm sorry, it is not represented by that. Sorry. Okay, the third deck in the tier 1, in my personal opinion right now, is represented by these guys right here. First off, let me just put it out there. There is no bias at all by the fact that I just top 4 with Glads. I picked this deck before I even went to play it. I was going to make a video on this because, simply put, Glads are a far more consistent deck than Frog Monarchs. It just comes down to that. This is represented in the fact that even though the same amount of Glads and Frog Monarchs topped YCS Chicago, if you notice, Glads went farther, and even the Frog Monarch builds didn't even look that good. The Glad builds were decent, but the Frog Monarch builds weren't actually that impressive. My problem with Frog Monarchs, and I don't need to go that much into detail with Glads. We all know what they do. Glads right now really haven't changed that much from last format, except for the fact that since Lightsworn is pretty much dead, which was a deck that created matchup problems for Glads with Necro Gardener and Honest and stuff like that, there isn't really a way to just completely turbo them out, other than Infernity dropping 3 Synchros and 2 Barrier. Turn 1, that's obviously going to be an auto win against Glads. But right now, Glads have a bunch of different ways to play. You can play a version like I played, where you're playing Thunder Kings and so many traps, you're overloading it, where you're basically trying to take on the meta decks. You're not worried about mirror matches and playing Lightsworn and Blackwings and stuff. You're just trying to take down the top meta decks. Or, you can even play aggressive decks. In that same regional, an aggressive version of Gladiator stopped, and he was playing Respites and Prismas and stuff like that, and I don't play those cards. So it shows that Glads have a lot more versatility than Frog Monarchs, but here's one of the biggest problems with Frog Monarchs, and I played 2 in the day. I beat both. The problem is this card right here, Mask of Restrict. Just about every single side deck you're going to see from YCS Chicago moving forward, Canadian Nats, which was last week, and US Nationals, your local regionals, post-nationals and whatnot, is going to be playing 3 copies of this card in their side deck. The problem with Frog Monarchs is, yeah, they have a couple answers to get rid of this. However, it shuts down about 90% of your deck, and you just cannot win with this card out. Now, that's not to say that, a deck like Infernities or Blackwings can't be completely shut down by Concentrated Life, but they have a lot more outs than your deck does, Frog Monarchs, and they're a lot faster decks. The great thing about Glad Beasts, and for the most part X-Sabers, is that there really isn't that one card that every single side deck is running right now to shut these dudes down. You can't really do much with Royal Oppression. You wouldn't really see that sided in Infernities or sided in Frog Monarchs. It's not a playable card in those deck type variants. So there isn't a whole lot. There's Swallow Flip, and I love Swallow Flip, but it only goes so far. I think in the hands of a skillful duelist, that Glads are probably the best deck in the hands. I'm talking if Lazaro Bolito played Glad Beast, I think he'd be more consistent with that than any deck in this format, because I think they have too much lockdown. If you play at Glad's pace, you will lose the game, period. No deck can do it. Maybe Blackwings. I don't even think so. And any good player will tell you this, in any matchup, the longer the game goes, the more in favor it is versus Glads. Infernities and Sabers need to win quickly. The same thing about Monarchs. I mean, if you don't make advantage quick off over Glads, they're going to pick you apart. They're going to drop Herc and just eventually win. And that's the reason why you have to pick Glads over Frog Monarchs. Frog Monarchs is just too easily sided against, as far as simple as that is. That you can say the same thing about Infernities, but I mean they keep on winning. So they just won Canadian Nationals. I'm not gonna put down a deck after it won Canadian Nats. You know, I'm gonna make a bold prediction. And no, I'll actually wait for my next. I'll wait for my next video. But I really think that so many people are overlooking Glad Beasts. They're an insanely consistent deck. There's a reason why they just keep topping regionals, keep topping jumps, and yet you don't really see that many people running them. I mean, you look at how many people ran Glads at YCS Chicago and how many people top with them. The ratio is really, really good. It's really high. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from Frog Monarch players. I'm sorry, your deck's just not as consistent as Glads. It just ain't. I'm probably going to post another video today, so watch out for that, guys. Peace.